day, science-minded learners! Welcome to a new day of fun and exciting scientific journey. I am Teacher Ann, and I am on the journey to understanding the different science things around us. Ready to join? Come and let's see how science is everywhere. For today's video lesson, we will discuss Grade 9 Science, Module 1, Quarter 1, Week 4 to 5, the different patterns of non-Mendelian inheritance. Specifically, we will discuss the following objectives. First objective, identify the different patterns of non-Mendelian inheritance. Second, determine how the different patterns of non-Mendelian inheritance differ from one another. Think about the members of your family and how they look like. Do your looks have similarities? Or are you one of those people who ask themselves, how come I am part of this family when I look different? We will talk more about that as we start our discussion for today. But wait! Before we proceed, let us have unlocking of difficulties. These are the terms that you will encounter throughout the lesson. Alright, on to the first term.
It is a branch of biology concerned with the study of genes, genetic variation, and hereditary in organism. The answer is genetics. 2. A process in which genetic information is passed on from parents to offspring. The answer is inheritance. Any difference between cells, individual organisms, or groups of organisms of any species. The answer is variations. A unit of heredity, a section of DNA that codes for a specific trait. It is gene. 5. It is the genetic makeup of organism. The answer is genotype. It is a physical feature of traits of an organism. It is phenotype. It is a variation of gene that always comes in pairs. The answer is allele. It is a type of inheritance in which two alleles of the same gene are expressed to yield different traits in an individual. It is codominance. It is an inheritance pattern where two alleles blend to create a new phenotype. The answer is incomplete dominance. 10. It occurs when one characteristic is controlled by two or more genes. The answer is polygenic trait.
Alright, we now understand the important terms in this discussion. To go deeper, let us look back on Gregor Mendel's genetic patterns. But hey, do you still remember Gregor Mendel?
Gregor Mendel is an Augustinian friar in 1800s. He began a decade-long research project to investigate patterns of inheritance. He studied the inheritance of 7 different features in peas, including the height, flower color, seed color, and seed shape. Gregor Mendel's principles form the base for the understanding of heredity and variation. That is why he is considered as the father of genetics.
After clearing things up, are you now ready to move on to the real topic, which is the different patterns of non-Mendelian inheritance? If you are ready, come and say, yes, I am ready. Come again. Yes, I am ready. Good job! This topic tackles the different inheritance patterns that were not evident on Mendel's simple concept of dominant over recessive traits, but visible in a person. Non-Mendelian inheritance patterns have two classifications. First is the intensity of dominance. Second is the variation of alleles. When talking about intensity of dominance, we will encounter two important terms: codominance and incomplete dominance. This is because not all organisms simply exhibit the dominant traits from its parents. Let us start with codominance. From the prefix co, meaning together, added to the word dominance. What do we mean by this? This means that the offspring carries both dominant traits from its parents, meaning both alleles expressed equally in the phenotype of the heterozygote. Let us have an example.
A homozygous red-colored cow is crossed with a homozygous white cow, which results in a roan calf, a spotted skin colored. Now let me show you using a Punnett square. We use 2 uppercase W to represent the white cow and 2 uppercase R to represent the red cow. Now all we have to do is cross it downwards and then sidewards. Now let us identify the genotype and the phenotype of the offsprings. Remember that each box is equivalent to 25%, and as you can see, all the genotypes are the same, meaning 100% of the offspring will have the genotype uppercase R and uppercase W. Now the results when we cross the white and red cow is 100% roan calf or spotted skin colored cow.
Got that? Okay, let's move on to the other type. If we are able to see the distinctively dominant traits on the cow earlier, an incomplete dominance is the opposite. Why? It is because in incomplete dominance, the dominant traits of both alleles are expressed in combination in their offspring. In this dominance intensity, neither the two parents were able to completely express their dominant traits in their offspring. Instead, a mixed trait from both parents are expressed in the offspring, meaning one allele does not completely dominate another allele, resulting in a new phenotype. Let us have an example.
In the snapdragon, a cross between a homozygous parent with white flowers and a homozygous parent with red flowers will produce offspring with pink flowers. Now let me show you how it happened using the Punnett square. As you can see, if we cross the white snapdragon and red snapdragon flower, we get a genotypic ratio of 100% CW/CR. Thus, the phenotypic ratio of the offspring is 100% all pink snapdragon flowers.
Now let us have an activity. All you have to do is distinguish if the picture shows codominance or incomplete dominance. All set? Let's begin.
Poodle plus Labrador equals Labradoodle. Is it codominance or incomplete dominance? This is incomplete dominance. This one, straight hair plus curly hair equals wavy hair. Is it codominance or incomplete dominance? The answer is still incomplete dominance. White chicken plus black chicken equals checkered chicken. Is it codominance or incomplete dominance? It is codominance. Black viewer cut plus orange viewer cut results to black and orange viewer cut. What do you think is this pattern of inheritance? Is it codominance or incomplete dominance? The answer is codominance because as you can see, both allele are expressed equally. Last one. A black Fior rabbit is crossed with a white Fior rabbit results to a gray Fior rabbit. What type of inheritance pattern is this? Is it codominance or incomplete dominance? Okay, the answer is incomplete dominance because one allele does not completely dominate another allele, resulting to a new phenotype.
How did you find the activity? Did you have fun? Now, let us give everyone a 5 big claps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job! I bet you already know the difference between codominance and incomplete dominance. Now, let us move on to the next, which is variation of alleles. In this category, we will encounter again 2 important patterns, which are multiple alleles and polygenic traits. First is multiple alleles. For multiple allele, gene is characteristic itself. However, a gene can have multiple alleles or variations. In this pattern, a phenotype will be determined by a single genotype with multiple variations.
One good example is our blood type. Do you know your blood types, class? It is important to know our blood types for emergency purposes. Now, as you have seen in the picture, we have 4 different blood types. Blood type A, blood type B, blood type AB, and blood type O. Blood type A has antigen A, blood type B has antigen B, blood type AB has both antigen A and B, and blood type O has no antigen, neither antigen A nor antigen B. So it is known to be a universal donor. So these are the genotypes of each blood types.
Let us have an example.
Now let us have a sample problem. A couple gives birth to a baby boy. Both parents have blood type A. However, there is some confusion in the hospital. There are 2 babies which have unknown parents. The first baby has blood type B, while the second baby has blood type O. Help the couple find their son. For blood type A, we have 2 types of genotypes. One is homozygous and one is heterozygous. According to the problem, there are no specific detail that the parents are homozygous or heterozygous. So we will have a series of trials. For the first trial, both parents have homozygous A genotypes. In trial 2, one parent is homozygous and one is heterozygous. In trial 3, both parents are heterozygous. Let us see which one is the real baby. From all the sample trials, trial 3 is the one who can yield to a 50% probability of type A offspring and 50% probability of type O offspring. So the answer is trial 3.
Great job, class! You did a good job by helping the couple find the real son. Now, let us give everyone a Mommy Dunisha clap. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Very good, very good, very good. Now, let us move forward to the polygenic traits pattern. What is it all about? It is when a phenotype is determined by more than one gene with multiple variations in its gene. Let me ask you, have you always thought that if one's father is Caucasian and the mother is Asian, the skin color of the child will automatically be the same as the father's skin? Well, that may be a wrong assumption. That is because the genotype for skin color is determined by multiple genes of parents, with each genes having multiple alleles or variations.
In humans, there are at least 3 genes coding for skin color. Each skin color gene has 2 forms. One form codes for high level of melanin production, and other form codes for low levels of melanin production. Now look at the picture. Both mother and the father has 3 genes. each to contribute in determining the skin color of their child. The 3 genes in each parent resulted in having 8 possible skin colors. When crisscrossed, it showed that it is possible to have 6 children with dark brown skin, 5 children with medium brown skin, 4 children with brown skin, 3 children with light brown skin, 2 children with very light brown skin, 1 child with fair skin, and 0% of having a child with pale skin.
So, are you one of those kids who ask their parents why you and your siblings have different skin colors, even though you have still same facial features? Well, that is because of the many genes your parents have contributed. Can you keep up? Sure you can!
Now let us ratio the possible phenotype or the eye color of the offspring using the parents' genotypes given in the picture. The mother's genotype is represented by uppercase A, lowercase a, uppercase b, and lowercase b, as well as the father's genotype. Now we can identify that there is 1 possible dark brown eye-colored offspring, 2 medium brown, 4 light brown, 4 green, and 1 blue.
Oh, that was terrific! Now, I want you to get a piece of paper and try to answer this short test. So how did you find our discussion for today, science-minded learners? Is it easy? Yes, I know it was easy for you because you have actively participated in our discussion for today. I think that ends our discussion for today, class. Once again, I am Teacher Anne, leaving you a message that never stop learning because life never stops teaching. Bye!